Hi, Melissa. You there? Hello? No, I don't know. I guess not.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Anthony. So nice to see you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, everybody.
Mr. Jadik.
Hi, Mr. Jadick.
I want you to know that I caught one of your borough employees perusing my lovely municipal authority area the other day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And who was that?
She was out mountain biking away.
Oh, well, there's only one person mountain biking. I know it wasn't me. Actually, I just got off the treadmill about half an hour ago. Don't quite know if it's doing any good. I'm not having the same results you did, Tony.
William,
Keith, good morning. How are you?
Melissa, I'm still waiting.
You're still waiting for the lunch?
Yeah, I was waiting out front and nobody drove
Curbside delivery?
Yeah.
and you, Keith, and you still don't get any cookies.
Apparently not. Yeah, I don't understand.
I like Melissa's comment about this being a tough group.
Yeah.
It certainly is. Oh. And, I guess, Melissa, did you see that? Didn't look like Tom Wall's gonna make it?
I did see that, yes.
Okay. After we get going, I guess we'll just have to have you do roll call.
Okay, sounds good.
Ooh.
Everybody sick of this yet?
Oh. Oh.
I got
Shit.
tested today.
You got what?
Tested.
Test. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm waiting for the answer. My wife is negative, so that's one thing I know.
In
I
one of
wanted
our-
the zombie apocalypse, Keith.
What's
I
that?
got the I wanted the zombie apocalypse. We got the virus instead.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
In one of my companies, I've got caregivers that go out for seniors, and so far I have had 3 people test positive and 2 negative and 1 waiting for results.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tom, if you turn your iPhone the other way, it'll get you the better screen. There you go.
The camera does put 10 pounds on you, doesn't it?
And I was really happy to see that Star Wars finally released some great Zoom backgrounds for Zoom now. You too can be on the Death Star.
Oh.
Sounds creepy.
You guys hear me?
If that's 5872291, yes, we can, sir.
Okay, very good. I don't have a photo. I just got the audio here.
Was that Jeff I hear?
Yep, that's me.
Hey, Jeff, how are you today?
Oh, fair to middling.
I'm waiting to hear my grandfather clock click 12 gongs. Okay, I guess we have everyone on. It's 12 o'clock. So,
Whereas I know Greg was supposed to come, but is not here, so whatever. His job.
so I'll call the meeting of the Fire and Police Committee to order, and just wanted to remind everyone that this will be a recorded meeting. And with that, Melissa, if you would do roll call, please.
Okay. Bill Jenks,
Here.
Tom Mole, Tom Boucher, Fred Levering, John Woodward, Keith Durr.
Here.
Doesn't sound like we have.
Tom's connecting right now. He's trying to get on. He's in video right now, Melissa.
Okay.
How many do we need for a quorum?
We need 2 more.
You don't need 5 for a quorum, do you?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 on the committee with Woody being an alternate.
So you only need 3 for a quorum.
We need 3. We need 1 more.
Was that Tom that just came on?
Tom's on the video.
Tom
No.
Boucher.
Boucher is.
Yeah, he's on video right now.
Oh, okay. I don't see him.
He is, he is.
Okay, so we have a quorum.
Someone might want to text him that he might have to join via cell phone for his audio.
Okay, so we do have 3 people. Is that correct? Melissa?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, are there any public comments?
Yeah, I want to say a few words. I don't know if Mr. Bauscher wants to connect, whatever. I could start talking so we don't waste anyone's time. I do see that you have the mirror on the agenda, and I hope. So I was talking. Greg was supposed to also come today. I don't know. It does not look like he has. Oh yeah, he is on. He is on now. But no video, no audio. I don't know. So, but I'll say a couple of words first. First of all, it's good that we put that stop ahead sign. However, I was driving by it all the time, and to me, it feels it's really, really too early, way too early for it to mean. And it's confusing that there is also a driveway there before, and I don't know. It's, to me, I think we can find many places where these are closer. Even on the boulevard, people are driving a lot faster there. Here on Cardinal, nobody. So by the time, from the time you see the stop ahead and then you see the stop sign, you forget about it. It's just way too early. But I think we need to look. It's a good thing, but somewhere there is a street light down below, somewhere before that, after the driveway would make a lot more sense to me. And the thing is, the next thing is the mirror that I see you have it on the agenda. While the stop ahead sign solves something, it's helpful for people coming downhill. People coming from Thrush have no way to see what's coming downhill. And if somebody comes, whatever, a bit faster or something over there, it's very hard to turn. We need that mirror for people coming the other way, in the other direction. That's all I can say. I think it makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. So I'll leave it up to you, gentlemen. I think we need to do something there. Of course, I have to say that I think that Mr. Fox could reroute his fence a little bit and have the exact same.
I just got on now. I had to back out.
Excuse me?
I can now, yes.
Okay.
Right.
So Mr. Fox could reroute the fence and solve this whole problem in one swoop. He will get the same privacy, but I don't know. It's not for me to talk, but we will ask him kindly. Anyway, this is me. I don't know if Greg wants to say something. I see he's online, but I don't know. Okay, thank you for the time. I'm going to mute myself now.
Okay, are there any other public comments?
No, just so you know, Bill, I just got on now, and I don't know if Colin's on yet or not. We were having trouble from up here at the fire station.
Oh, okay.
So he's trying, but I had to get off of our setup here and go just strictly to the computer thing. So I don't know. I don't know if he managed to do that yet or not, but he's here.
Okay, why don't we move on? We'll say fire department till last.
Yeah, can we vote? Do we have to vote on anything?
Yes.
Okay, the only reason I'm saying that is because I might have to leave a little early there. I had another medical appointment I had changed that I'm gonna have to maybe leave a little early here. So if there's something we want to vote on, I'd be glad to vote.
Okay, yes. Pat, let's jump down to you and the Cardinal Road traffic mirror.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. The Cardinal Road traffic mirror was one of the items that was brought forward in Mr. Krutarsky's petition, dated don't see that. But anyhow, it's a petition that came before council and it's been before the Fire and Police Committee. As Mr. Jadik indicated, we have striped the sign at the end of the street. We've added the stop ahead sign up on Cardinal before the intersection of Thrush, and the mirror would have to be put on private property. So in talking and discussing with Fire and Police Chair, Infrastructure Chair, and Council Chair, basically we indicated that we would not be placing the mirror on Cardinal Road. So at this point in time, we've done as many corrections as we can do there, and I would request that the situation be closed.
But may I interrupt a second? No, we don't have to put it on private property. No, it's in the right of way. There's no reason to go on private property.
Okay, Mr. Jadik.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but it's just
The,
wrong.
Okay, last month, we had discussed this, and through oversight, we never took formal action on it. So at this time, I'm going to entertain a motion, yay or nay, to recommend this to council for the installation of the traffic mirror. Does anybody wish to make that?
Yes.
I'll make that motion. John Woodward here.
You're making the motion to present it to council or not to present it to council?
I say not to present it to council.
Okay, we have a motion. May I have a second?
Second, Tom.
Okay, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This will not go before council. The traffic mirror has been denied. No further action needs to be taken on that suggestion. Okay. Do we have Colin back yet?
I don't know.
Yes. I'm in. Can you hear me?
Oh, you there? Okay.
Yes, Colin. Hi, welcome. Okay, Colin, we'll go back to the fire department.
Okay, sorry for that. I had some computer issues. I couldn't get on. Okay, so for the month of April so far, we've had 75 responses consisting of 16 fires, 22 medical or motor vehicle accidents, 15 hazardous conditions, and 22 alarm activations. 48 responses in the borough, 27 outside of the borough. We had no fire loss for the month of April, and a volunteer response of 3 for a total to date of 444 responses.
Okay, any questions on the monthly report? All righty.
Hey, Bill, this is John Woodward again. I have one
Yes.
question generally. Are our first responders safe? I mean, do they have masks and gloves and, I don't know, are they okay?
We've been working off of a chief's order that I put into place, trying to follow the national standards. We've been meeting weekly with Tony Tucci and the fire departments on a Sunday night at 7 o'clock. We are tracking our inventory currently. We are well. We were kind of well prepared in the beginning, just from other pandemics, not necessarily pandemics in the past, Ebola, swine flu, all that kind of stuff. So our personnel is staffed accordingly. Yes, I think we are in danger, but we're taking, I mean, this is a dangerous job inherently. We have the PPE that we're putting in place and utilizing. As Tony will tell you, our call volume is really down right now. But you know, we're making do, and our personnel are equipped accordingly, and we're taking all the precautions we can possibly take.
Good to know.
So I'll jump in there, John. So I've coordinated the calls with fire on Sunday nights just so that EMS can talk to fire, because we're kind of taking the lead in this project. And we're meeting with the EMS agencies every day at 10 a.m. We're meeting with every agency in Berks County. We're meeting with 5 health systems and our medical command physicians. And our PPE is good. We have a spreadsheet that we're sharing between all the services. Right now for us, our procedural surgical masks are great. We've got about 17,000 of them. We're wearing those in station at all times unless you're in a room by yourself. Our N95 supply is good. We've actually procured some through some donations and actually purchased some of our own outright. Where we're lacking is isolation gowns, and that's across the county. The county has also procured some of those. The problem with they're sitting on a tarmac in China, we were bumped for some FEMA flights, so we don't know when we're going to get in. But we do monitor that every day with the PPE. So again, our crews, our first responders, our police, we're making sure that all of them are well protected.
Okay. Chief Bill, you want to jump in and answer to John's question, and how are we police department wise?
Well, without getting too redundant or wordy, we're following the same procedures. Our guys are taking the precautions they should be taking on the street. And as Colin said, it is inherently a dangerous business by its very nature. And we are a people-related business. So we do have those occasions to come in contact, but we are limiting that as much as possible. And knock on wood, everybody seems to be okay at this point in time. We just keep going with status quo. Our calls are down. People have stayed home. And we're about, I'd say we're about 210 calls lighter than we were last year at this time.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Colin, anything on the in-depth report?
Okay, as far as the in-depth report, for the month of March, there was 163 responses system-wide. Out of those, Wyomissing ran 112, 75 in the borough, 37 outside of the borough. We had no fire damage in Wyomissing borough for the month of March. Everything was in Spring Township. Building fire and a vehicle fire. We had 33 overlapping calls, and our dispatch to en route time was 1 minute 57 seconds, and dispatch to on scene was 7 minutes and 7 seconds. We provided aid to Muhlenberg Township 7 times, Laureldale 1 time, Western Berks Fire Department 12, Leesport 1, Bern Township 5, Moton 1, West Reading 4, Shillington 1, Cumru 3, and the City of Reading 1. Our average turnout personnel-wise for the month of March was 5.6 personnel per call.
Okay. Sounds like
You cut out there. I don't know.
Bill locked up.
Yeah.
the fire prevention. So that, I did.
Yeah, you locked up for a
Oh.
second.
Yeah, okay.
I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, it's saying that internet is unstable for some reason. Am I still there?
Is that just the internet?
Okay. Anything more on the in-depth report?
Not unless there's any questions. I do have some information on the ladder truck, though.
If you would please tell us.
Okay, so of course, in hindsight, with Wyomissing's curse, the production of the new ladder truck is going well. It was there for final inspection through the manufacturer, completing it April 20th, and they discovered that they forgot that the upper midsection of the aerial had bad metal in it. So it went all the way through production. They knew they had an issue. Pierce had an issue with their metals, and they had like 60 plus apparatus that were in service already that had issues with the metal. So they were trying to get them squared away first. They didn't want to stop production on the apparatus. So they put this on, but they forgot that it was there until final inspection. So we're about another month out, 2 weeks to build the new section, and then 2 weeks to put it on. And then it'll go through another final inspection out at Wisconsin. It'll be shipped to Glick in Lancaster, where our personnel will do a final inspection on it. And then at that point, we'll get everything equipped and do the training and stuff like that and get it in service. And I questioned what the deal was with, like, how do they know it's bad metal? How do they know it was only that section of the ladder? How do they know? Apparently they track all this stuff by serial number and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily that the metal was bad, but in the production process, when they bend it to form it and everything, apparently it was bent too hard. And when it's being bent too hard, it has the possibility of causing very minute fractures or cracks in the actual metal, which over time can fail or catastrophically fail. So the good thing is they caught it. It's only one section. The truck really looks well. It's coming along well. So once we get that taken care of, we hope that we'll get it up here and get it in service as soon as possible.
Okay, let me just add to that Pat had called me last week, bringing me up to date on the bad steel in the one fly section ladder, and the offer was made that they could bring it, drive it down to Click and have them replace it, or keep it out at Pierce and have them do it. And I do not see any reason for it to come to Click to get replaced, and Pat agreed with me that we just keep it out at Pierce and have them take care of the problem, and once that's resolved, then drive it into Click.
And with that decision, by doing that, once they put the new section on, they're going to recertify the aerial out there with testing.
Good.
And then they're going to do another final inspection. So if they would have nicked any paint or anything like that, that'll be all fixed and stuff like that before it's shipped here. So I think as well too, that was the best choice that we got.
Anybody have any questions?
Hey, just one thing, John Woodward here again. I call Mike Forrester about once a month, and when we house the new apparatus, he wants to make sure he's invited. So now we all know, so if I forget, somebody else will remember, right?
Okay, yes. I don't know that we'll necessarily do like a real live housing or whatever, but I'll go direct with him. I have his contact information. We'll get him down. We'll get him a good tour of it, even maybe get him out for a ride.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, he's been interested forever and still is.
Okay. Anything else, Colin?
Nope, that's all I have for fire.
Okay, thank you. Westernburg Ambulance, Tony.
Hey guys, so sorry we didn't get our report over to you, but I have it up here on my screen. So for the month of March, we did 214 calls in the borough, but again, that call volume is dropping off dramatically. Right now, we only have 146 calls for service in the month of April. Of those calls in the month of March, only 17 of those were at Country Meadows, and give me 1 second. I'm pulling up the other one. Oh, wrong report. Sorry. There was another 35 of those that were at the Highlands to break it out for you, but I'll make sure we get those down for you. Some of the things to report is call volume is down, but acuity is up. And the reason for that is people are afraid to go to the hospital. And that's one thing that we're trying to address now, is to let people know that, yes, it is safe still to go to a hospital. The staff there are all doing all the precautions that we are doing. Unlike Colin and Tom right now, should be wearing a mask because they're in close proximity. See, boys, I got mine here if someone comes in.
I don't want to hear anything. Unmuted. I don't want to hear anything. I got no cookies and no lunch, so be quiet.
Well, that's this. But again, people are afraid to go to the hospital, so we're getting some higher acuity calls, and our cardiac arrest volume is up. Our more acuity calls are up, and that's becoming a problem because some people are dying unnecessarily. So we've put out the message on our Facebook accounts, and please pass the word to anyone to check our Facebook page out and to share our message that, again, it only takes 1 second to call. There we go, Tom. I'm happy there. I'm much happier now that there's two people in a room and you've got your mask But again, those are the things to bring reality to life of what we're talking about in Bustin' Tom's, but about a little more another EMS service in the county. We're all doing daily temperature checks twice a day. We're cleaning the station twice, 3 times a day, wiping it down. We have a professional company coming in every Sunday to wipe it down. But they had a crew member they were not wearing a surgical mask in station. He did check his temperature and was not sick. Got home, spiked the temperature of 104. Went to the hospital, tested positive for COVID. They now are down 5 members of their service, and they're a small service to begin with. They're down 25% of their workforce for 14 days to be quarantined because of the fact they weren't wearing surgical masks in station in close proximity. So again, wearing the PPE, making sure you guys are all doing the right things, and calling 911 are the big things to do. We are good for PPE. We're doing all the right things, protecting our crews, and doing everything that we can. I'll answer any questions that you guys may have for us on the COVID responses and what the hospitals are doing.
Anybody have any questions for Anthony? Okay, thank you, sir. And I guess we have Chief Beal and Lieutenant Endy with us.
Yep, I'm here. Just to let you know, the lieutenant was disappointed he don't get a lunch today.
He's not the only one.
Hey, I just want you to know, I ordered Olive Garden for all my people, just so you know, just so they got a lunch
I'm
today.
sure you did.
I did.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Okay, as far as the police department, go ahead. As far as the PD is concerned, the only thing I have at this point here is I can answer some questions, hopefully. I've had some requests, at least one request for handicap parking, but they did not follow up with any paperwork, so they may not want that anymore. That's no big deal. I do have a request for the Bradley Mayor Run. We have done that 3 years running. We have approved that, and that is set for August the 8th, unless the bottom falls out of anything there. So I'm looking for approval to have that run on August the 8th.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So be it.
Okay, thank you. They've run that 3 years running, and that's really no big deal for us. It's in the parkland, so we don't have to do a lot of work there with that. Most of the other things have been canceled, as you're well aware of. The Mind Your Health event set for May 16th has been canceled, along with the Armed Forces Day parade that same date. The garden tour in June has been canceled. Mary Ann Reardon usually has a big block party in the hills. That has been canceled. They may reschedule that for later, August or September. Other than that, like I said, our numbers are down. Guys are taking as much precautions as they can. Even though the numbers are down, though, our routine patrol, you're going to see those numbers going up. We're about 200 plus hours increase in routine patrol. So just because our numbers of calls are down doesn't mean these guys aren't doing anything. They're out there doing their observations, what's going on, aggressive patrols. And like I said, even though the calls are down, if you look at our logs from day to day, you're going to see there's still a certain percentage of people out there that are just doing dumb things that they should not be doing. So unless anybody has any questions.
Like, for instance,
I'm not sure if this is all a question for this committee, or what about overtime? Or is there a lot of overtime right now?
Ironically, this past the last payroll that went out, I had 0 overtime, none.
I think that's really good, because considering the financial situation that the borough may or may not be in down the road here, looking at it from the finance committee, anything we can do to maintain that level would be really good.
Yeah, I think you just jinxed me now. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. That'll have an effect.
Sorry.
Chief, one thing, Chief, I don't know if you've been on a lot of the calls for that, and make sure, I know Pat probably has, but make sure that you're keeping track of all that and marking those as COVID calls and all that. because sooner or later we'll be able to get reimbursed for that if guys go out sick for that or on that FMLA. So making sure you keep track of that now is better than later.
Yes, yes.
So, Chief, I got a question for you. Is there any amount of time you and your department spend on making sure people don't leave their houses for unnecessary events or means?
No, we're not monitoring that who's staying home or who's out. Basically, I'm going to assume a lot of people are staying home since the call volume is down. Our accidents are down. Last year at this time we had 45. We only have 11 to date. But we're not monitoring who stays home or who's out and about or stopping people just because they're out and about.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if we're stopping people, it's going to be for the same reasons we're stopping them normally.
Hey, Pat.
I don't know if you call it.
Yes, sir.
A question to Pat. Pat, I know when Steve and I were doing the finance committee meeting, we had asked Michelle, and she had sent an email out showing some of the potential down the road grants that might be available or buybacks. And to Tony's point, we probably should be making sure that if there's anything we can do to be proactive in some of our documentation. I know in some of our companies, we're already proactively documenting a lot of the costs that we're already incurring, so that if in case some of the opportunities might come along to be reimbursed, even if it's not just overtime or directly related, there may be some grants to help offset some of the just overall loss in income and revenue that might go back to the boroughs. So I'm not sure if there's anything that we can do proactively, but if there is, we might want to consider that.
Okay, we are, like you said, we are tracking. We're also tracking under the CARES Act. We're tracking under the PEMA app. And also Michelle is in constant contact with our consultants at Harrisburg to make sure that we're putting in any grants that we can, even knowing we may not get them, the grants are still being applied for.
Yep, good.
The county sent out a thing that, well, to me and to Pat and the rest of them about tracking all that stuff. Colin has the same stuff for them, for the fire guys, and there's a list of stuff that they were supposed to keep track of, and they have been.
Yeah, we're tracking PPE, we're tracking cleaning supplies, we're tracking personnel hours, strictly staff, more or less my hours, strictly that have to do with the COVID, and then any sick time or whatever, because we have procedures in place that if basically anybody feels ill in any way or whatever, we don't want them to come to station, we don't want them to come to work, and they have to be symptom free for so many hours prior to coming back. So we had a couple sick calls, not necessarily related to COVID, but we weren't allowing those people to come to work. So that's all being tracked. And the federal government just came out with a grant for fire departments and I believe EMS squads for some PPE needs. So I'm going to work with our grant writer and see if we can't get it. Would be basically for stuff that we already have ordered or stuff like that. Is going to have the highest priority. And we have a bunch of stuff ordered, N95s, gowns, and all that kind of stuff, which is on back order. So we're going to try and recoup those costs as well.
Likewise with the PD, I know Tom's keeping track of anything on our scheduling as far as COVID related. And then we also have a list of our expenses to date of what we have purchased and what we anticipate purchasing.
So a couple of things that I failed to mention. We did get the payroll protection loan for Western Berks, so that was good. We got a $753,000 through payroll protection. And we did get some money through CMS. So right now we're stable, so that's good. But we are keeping track and trying to get every grant we can.
Okay, anything else for Chief Beal?
I think the key with grants is you got to be first on the list or, you could get shut out. I mean, it may be coming back, but, I know we're proactive and we're on top of it, but you got to get in there first.
Yeah, who knows what monies we're even going to have available. for anything. at this
Right.
point. Time will tell when all this shakes out. I would like to, as long as Chief Beal is here, and did Tom Boucher leave, Colin?
Yeah, he's not in my office anymore. I don't know where he went. He didn't say anything.
Mr.
Okay.
Bausch, off.
Okay. As you know, we've talked about this, stop sign ahead for quite some time, and Mr. Jadik again brought it up today, and I think we can put an end to this too, once and for all. I would like to, hear from Chief Beal on where the stop sign ahead sign is posted on Cardinal. Is that in accordance with regulations, Chief Beal?
Yeah, as long as it's in front before the stop sign, that's fine. I went up and looked at it. I don't see an issue with it. It gives you plenty of time unless you're not paying attention. I've been here 42 years, never had anybody run that stop sign, never had an accident there. Not to say that things can't happen, but I think where the stop ahead is posted is fine. As long as the reflector on the stop sign itself is fine. I'm satisfied with where it's at.
Okay. Pat, does this have to go to infrastructure, or can we dispose of this now?
I defer to Counselor Solicitor.
Yeah, just remind me, did this come from infrastructure for an opinion from fire and police? Or has it been originated here at fire and police?
I believe it originated here, I believe.
Okay. Then you've given your opinion, you've made a recommendation on the mirror, and if the chief is satisfied and this committee is satisfied with the current placement of all signs and the reflective tape, then there's no further action to be taken by this committee. If there's something that does come up in the future, then of course this committee could entertain it. But as of right now, I think all three of those issues have been addressed for the time being. That's my opinion.
Should we take a vote on that, Stephanie, or on Bethany, as we did with the traffic mirror?
You can confirm that that's your opinion, but I think everything's already in place and has been previously authorized. Was there any question that came to the committee specifically today for that? I'm sorry if I missed it.
I think it probably will down the road. So,
Okay.
In being proactive, I figure if we can, if this is another issue we can dispose of today, then that's one less we have to dispose of later.
Yes, if you would like to just, there's really no motion, there's no action that's being taken, but if you want to confirm that you are satisfied with the evaluation that's been done, this committee can indicate so, but I don't think a motion is necessary for it.
Okay. Is it the opinion of the Fire and Police Committee that no further action needs to be taken on the stop sign on Cardinal Road, or the stop sign ahead sign? Nobody have objections? Okay.
Okay, Melissa, can you ensure that the minutes reflect that the committee is satisfied with the current traffic signage up on Cardinal Road?
Yes.
Okay. Bill, is that
Yep,
addressed?
that's, if you're happy, Bethany, then I'm happy.
All right, I think procedurally you're in good shape.
Okay, great. Okay, that's all I have on the agenda. Does anybody have any other business they wish to bring before the committee? Any further public comments? Okay.
Yes, may I say, I'm sorry, I was just trying to touch the button fast enough.
Yes, Mr. Jadik.
Thank you for asking. I can only say that the justification for not installing the mirror is false. It's incorrect. There is no such thing as private property. All the signs that you have on the road, again, this insults our intelligence here to say that it needs to be placed on private property. No, but that's not true. It just needs to be placed across the street. There is a right of way across the street. The justification for your vote is flawed. You voted on, I'm sorry, but it's a lie. So to me, it's invalid. Whatever you say, you can put a traffic mirror there and it will solve the problem. So anyway, I understand you. It's obvious that you guys have already decided this behind because the email from the borough manager already had stated a week ago to Greg that this was a decision and you're done. And when he asked for a right to know of the decision, he was given a 30-day extension. So now you're coming after the fact with the meeting and with a decision. And this is just, gentlemen, this is circus. I'm sorry, you're insulting our intelligence. This is not decent city action. This is just BS, I'm sorry. And yes, you can install a mirror if you want to. And you should do that. It has been neglected for a long time. It's a 12-year-old can see that. You don't see around that corner. We don't need too much brains to do that. It's just that you don't want to. And that's not okay. Just, it's again the same, discrimination that when we ask something, whether it makes sense or not, you just no. And yes, the stop ahead sign is way too early. Of course you can decide if you don't want. Sure, it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Jenks is Pat. Can I make a comment, please?
Excuse me?
This is Pat. Can I make a comment, please?
Certainly.
First of all, I'm not a liar. I basically was presenting the facts that was given to me. I've since checked on that. The initial fact was that the mirror would be on private property. However, Mr. Jadig is correct. The mirror would be in the right of way. However, the committee and council and in discussions in the past is the fact that whether it's in the right of way or whether it's on private property, no mirror is needed in the area. So forgive me, I stand corrected, but no mirror is needed in that area on the right of way or anywhere else on that road.
Yeah, you said it's going to be placed in a private property. That's what you said. I'm not calling you a liar. That's what you said. It's incorrect. It's not a correct assessment. Whoever gave it to you, I don't know where you got it, but it's not
Mr.
correct.
Jadig, Mr.
Yes.
Jadig, regardless of whether
I
it
understand.
would be on private property or on borough property is a moot issue. The fact of the matter is this committee has decided that it is not.
That doesn't mean that you're right, but I know you decided, but
Our committee's.
the 75-foot rule is still not
Okay, thank you
followed.
very much.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anything else to be brought before this committee?
Hey, John
Nothing
Woodward
from the-
here. May I make an observation? I suggest if Mr. Jadig wants to run the borough, he should run for borough council. That's just a simple observation.
If you guys vote for me, I will run. Thank you.
Okay, all righty. If nothing else, I guess we stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.